Jimmy's got his mixing station set up, he's got fish in his tank, and he's already got corals in his tank. He's well on his way to becoming a reef junkie. Now, some of you may be asking, why are we putting corals in this early in the game? Because it adds biodiversity, it keeps things exciting, and it's a canary in a coal mine. You bring in corals or the LPS or even SPS, softies on a plug, there's going to be new and different bacteria that come in on the plug. And you want that in a young tank to build that new and different bacteria, also known as biodiversity, in that tank. Now it keeps it exciting because there's new things to experience in your tank. Yeah, at first, like, you're excited you get the tank up, and then you're excited you get fish. And if you're just a fish person, that's fine. Let me stop real quick and say, don't let anyone rain on your parade because you just want a fish only with live rock tank. If that's you, look, more power to you. And some people want a little something more, something different out of their tank. Corals provide that next step of excitement. Jimmy's going to talk to you about that a little later in the show. And lastly, it's a canary in a coal mine. I don't believe for a minute that you can do a water test, even a bacteria test, and go, now the tank is ready for corals. At some point, you just have to put the corals in there and see what happens. Salinity's right and the temperature's right, and you got light in the tank, put some corals in there, see what happens, and go from there. If one doesn't make it, maybe because that one coral wasn't a strong specimen, put another one in, see what you get. And this is a place where aquaculture corals really come in great. They've been in captivity, they're used to being in captivity, they're arguably stronger than wild caught. So grab some aquaculture stuff, put in your tank, and see what happens. At some point, you just have to go, and until you go, you're not gonna know. Now with that, here are the corals that I set to Jimmy to start off his tank. Rock flower anemones. These guys are very colorful and they're really easy to keep. They're not prone to splitting and walking around like bubble tip anemones, so I consider them very reef safe. I've seen rock flowers park themselves next to a coral and not sting the coral. Did I mention they come in a variety of colors as well? Cabbage coral. Easy keeper that gets large, so it's a great coral to fill in space, especially on your sand bed. Duncans. Cannot go wrong with Duncans. Easy keepers, and they have nice flowing polyps that let you see the motion of the ocean, and that keeps your tank interesting. Duncans are always a crowd pleaser. Blastomusas, also known as Blastos, another easy keeper LPS that I've had a lot of success with across mine and all my clients' tanks. Hammer corals. Now, hammer corals can be hit or miss for me, but the RRA Marshall Islands hammer coral that I'm going to put in Jimmy's tank, it's been fantastic. I've put it in my tank, I've put it in lots and lots of tanks in the beginning and even later on in the tank's life, and it's done great. It's never slowed down, I haven't lost a single one. Lobos. Look great, they grow moderately quickly with good tank conditions. Definitely take pictures of this coral as you can see the individual heads of it grow over time. In SPS land, purple stylo. Easy keeper SPS with great color and great polyp extension so you get some motion out of the coral. I love the purple stylo, and word of caution on it. As it gets bigger, it can get harder to frag. So in an ideal world, you would put it on a rock that you could easily remove so you can take it out and put some more force when you go to frag it. If it gets thick enough, cutting through it with bone cutters, I've found it's just not gonna happen. And one of my favorite easy keeper SPS, Meteor Shower Cephastria. Colorful, easy to keep, and it encrusts the rock that it's sitting on, so it's fun to watch it seemingly melt over the rock. I love, love, love Meteor Shower Cephastria. Of course, I can't forget about soft corals. Pretty much every reef keeper loves soft corals, and you ask them why, and they all say, they move around. They give me motion, which totally, I completely understand. I can relate to that completely. I like the Singularias. I like the neon polyp leather corals. These are easy to keep, they look great, and they add that motion to your tank. If you're killing soft corals, there's likely a bigger problem in your tank. It should be a red flag for you as well. That's what I sent to Jimmy as starter corals. I'm going to turn it over to him to get his take on what he thinks about the corals.
Hey, I'm back. And I got corals. I got 10 corals in here. And it's pretty exciting. It's nice to have some color in there, even though it's just a little bit. You know, you get corals in there when you start, at least mine, are really small. But I've had them in there a couple of weeks, and they're already starting to look really nice. It's pretty exciting seeing them grow. And I really like the ones that kind of flow when I have my flow pumps on. That's pretty sweet. So yeah, the corals are exciting, but I'm kind of at that same point where I was when I got my fish in there. I was like, oh yeah, I have fish. But it looks empty. There's only 6 of them. And then I got my cleanup crew and I was like, oh yeah, oh, so much more life. But it still looks empty. Let's get some corals in there. So then I'm like, well, I'll get 10. I'll start with 10. I put 10 corals in there. I'm like, those are cool, but they got to grow. So I know it's a work in progress and I need to be patient, but I'm like scrolling through Instagram and I'm like, I've got like fish tank envy right now. I like want that big colorful reef. And the other thing is I really want some more fish. And so, so far, all the fish I got, the 6 fish I have, they're from ORA and they're all aquacultured fish. So that's kind of important to me. I'm not super hardcore about it being no captive fish in there, but I kind of would like it to be no captive fish if I can. I really want it. I really want a blue tang like Dory from Finding Nemo, and I found out nobody really bred them. So, but I was at Aquashella this last fall, and Biota is a company that breeds hippo tangs. So I'm going to try to get a hippo tang, a little blue dory fish from Biota, and maybe a few other fish, and we'll get a little bit more life in there. But the corals are awesome. I didn't really know what to get, so I do what you do. I will go to YouTube, and actually, I don't even go to YouTube. I go to Mark, and Mark tells me, yeah, these are good starter corals. So I'm learning from him. So I got to go back and watch this video just to learn the names of the corals when he tells me what they are. Because honestly, I'm back where I was with my freshwater aquarium where I'm like, I just want stuff that looks cool. But yeah, I'm still learning. There's a lot to learn, but right now, this is awesome. It's so awesome that we have a new ritual at home. It's not just me enjoying it. My wife really loves it too. So we come in here every morning when the dogs wake us up and we let the dogs out. I feed the dogs. I go to the freezer while the dogs are eating. I put a little bit of frozen food into a cup and let it dissolve in there. And then my wife makes her coffee, and then the 2 of us come in here and we watch sunrise lights on my lights coming up and just sit there and look at all the life in there. It's super fun. And my wife likes the starfish. She calls them Mo and Fo. I'll let you read between the lines on that one. She thinks they're super creepy, but when it's really dark in there, they come out a lot more. You see them move around a lot more. So that's fun. The life just moves differently when it's dark than it does when it's daytime. So that's really fun. We've really been enjoying that. And then we have an evening ritual as well. When she comes home from work and I'm in my home office, she comes home, the dogs are excited to see her. And then we all walk into here and we stand here and talk about our day and we look at the fish and talk about the fish and the corals in the aquarium. It's really a cool thing. In fact, I think she's going to join me at Aquashella, which is a trade show that's coming up here in Orlando where we live. So we're going to go check that out, and my wife will go to her first aquarium trade show for saltwater aquariums. So we're both really excited about that. So we're having a good time with it. And I just want to take this time to say, hey, thank you so much for watching. This show comes out every Thursday where we're sharing my newbie tank build, and my good friend Mark's been helping me along. If you haven't subscribed to the SaltwaterAquarium.com YouTube channel, do that right now. Do that. Subscribe. And then if you've never left a comment, please leave a comment. I really enjoy reading them, and it's great feedback. Tell us what you like about the show, what you like about the build, or what you want to see, or any suggestions you have for me. I love all that stuff. So, hey, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one.